Do you want to learn how to create this camera lens vector illustration? You are watching Charcoal Design Art Tutorials. To learn more design tutorials like this, please subscribe to our channel. In this video, I will take you to the step-by-step process of creating this lens illustration. So, without any further delay, let's get started. First of all, open Adobe Illustrator. Create a document 1920 into 1080 pixels. First of all, create a rectangle for background of the design. We will use this color palette for our design. Let's start off by creating a rectangle. Inside the rectangle, we will create a line using a lighter color. We will go ahead and create several copies of this line on the background rectangular shape. Create another rectangle with a darker color. And then drag upper corners of this rectangle outside. On the top of that rectangle, create another rectangle in slighter light gray color. Next up, create another rectangle in darker shade. Repeat this process to achieve this look. Create another rectangle on the top of that with same color like previous one. Now drag its corner points outside just like we did earlier. Create another rectangle with lighter gray tone. Now we'll create a line on one end of this rectangle using black color. We'll duplicate various copies of this line. Then create a rectangle using darker gray shade. On this rectangle, we will create a small black rectangle on one side. On the top of smaller rectangle, we will create a line. In front of this line, create a small rounded rectangle. Duplicate this rounded rectangle and rotate it. Create a small circle above the rounded rectangle. Now, create another dark rectangle. Draw a line on top of rectangle. Create a red circle. Duplicate it and make its 4 copies. Now duplicate the main rectangle in smaller height. Drag the corners of the rectangle inwards. Duplicate this shape and reverse its vertical orientation. Change its color to black. Create a new rectangle with slight gray shade. Draw a dark gray line on one end of this rectangle. Duplicate and make several copies of this line. We will repeat the process and duplicate the same shape on the top of our design. Next up, create a rectangle and then create a rounded rectangle over it on right side. Create 2 white lines over the rounded rectangle. And then create another line with a smaller height. Duplicate and make a few copies of this small rectangle. Now draw few more rectangles, lines and squares in order to give this kind of screen look. Moving on, create a line with rounded edges in red color. Create a circle and make its few copies in front. Finally, create a red line at the head of the main rectangle. Now, we will create the hood of the lens. We'll start off by creating a curve at the corner of the red line using the pen tool. We will duplicate this curve towards the other edge of the lens and reverse its direction. We will join the upper and lower corners of the curve to achieve this shape. Select the outline shape and hit Shift X to convert the stroke to fill. Now, using the pen tool, we will create the upper part of the hood step by step. Finally, we'll create the shadow of the hood using the pen tool. So, our lens vector illustration is ready. You can download the project file of this illustration from the description. This vector pack also includes some other different lens designs that you can practice. For more vector design tutorials, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you for watching this video. Peace out.